Traveling with medications through TSA airport security is getting more complex, and one incorrect move could leave you facing delays and possibly even separate you from your essential prescriptions. In today's video, we'll be breaking down exactly how to travel with medications and medical devices based on hundreds of flights as well as up-to-date TSA regulations. You'll learn what you can and can't travel with, how to label and pack your medications for TSA, what to expect at the airport security checkpoint, game-changing free resources that many travelers don't even know exist, and special considerations for international travelers. The majority of Americans are on at least one prescription medication, so it's good to know that the TSA is actually quite accommodating. You can bring any FDA-approved prescription medication through security, regardless of whether it's in pill form, liquid, or cream, and you're not limited by quantity. Prescription medications are completely exempt from the standard TSA 311 liquid restrictions. This means if you use liquid medications like insulin or Ozempic in pre-filled pens, or if you need prescription creams for conditions like psoriasis or eczema, you can bring whatever amount you need for your trip. The same goes for any ice packs or gel packs required to keep your medications at the right temperature. While prescription medications have the most comprehensive exemptions from TSA regulations, many over-the-counter medications are also given special considerations. You can pack unlimited amounts of over-the-counter pills like Tylenol, aspirin, and Advil, and many liquid medications aren't subject to the usual 311 restrictions. This includes liquids like saline solution for contacts, Dayquil, or other cold or cough syrups, as well as medically necessary creams or gels like hydrocortisone cream, Neosporin antibiotic ointment, pain relief gels like Icy Hot and Voltaren, as well as skin treatments like Aquaphor and CeraVe healing ointment. Medical devices like pumps and CPAP machines and insulin pumps are also permitted, and syringes are allowed when accompanied by an injectable medication. There is, however, one major exception that is getting plenty of travelers into big trouble. Medical marijuana and CBD products containing more than 0.3% THC are not allowed on the plane in your carry-on luggage or in your checked luggage, even with a valid prescription, as they're still considered as federally illegal for air travel. This restriction applies to both domestic and international flights departing or arriving in the United States. If you are ever unsure about a specific medication or medical item, you can simply check with the TSA "What Can I Bring" page. Just use the search bar to look up particular items, or scroll down to the medical section to see what the rules are about bringing medical supplies and medications through airport security. Now that you know what you can and can't bring, let's talk about how to properly prepare and pack your medications for security, starting with the containers and labeling. According to TSA guidelines, pills and tablets don't technically need to be in their original prescription bottles. So while you can put them into unlabeled containers or into a pill organizer, you might not want to. If you are traveling with controlled substances like Ambien, Vyvanse, or Adderall, it's strongly recommended that you keep these in their original labeled prescription container. This is especially important since different states have varying laws about prescription labeling. It's generally a good idea, regardless of the medication, to have a copy or photo of your original prescription bottle if you do decide to use a new container or a pill organizer. For liquid medications, whether they are prescription or over-the-counter, always keep these in their original labeled container. This helps TSA officers quickly identify them as medically necessary liquids that are going to be exempt from the 311 liquid restriction rule, rather than get them confused with restricted items like toothpaste and shampoo, which need to be held in containers that are 3.4 ounces, or about 100 milliliters, or smaller. Here's an easy checklist of best practices when preparing your medication for travel. Pack enough medication for your entire trip, plus enough for 5 to 7 extra days in case of any delays. Check with your doctor or pharmacist well before your travel date if you need any early refills to cover you for the duration of your trip. Consider bringing a doctor's note as well as copies of your prescription, especially for controlled substances. Ensure that the name on your prescription matches the name of your passport exactly, or whatever you are using for your travel ID. Make sure that any gel packs are completely frozen before you leave home if they are required to keep any of your medications cool. Create and carry a physical and digital detailed medication list with the following information. Include both the brand and the generic name of all medications. Note exact dosage amounts and frequency. List out any special storage requirements, such as temperature control. Add the prescribing doctor's contact information. and include your pharmacy's name, location, and phone number. While the TSA's regulations about traveling with medications are relatively flexible, it is better to err on the side of caution and have more documentation with you than you will probably need. This is especially true if you are traveling internationally, where medication rules can be much stricter than domestic TSA requirements, which we will touch on with specific examples later in this video. Let us know down in the comments where you will be traveling next. I'll personally be taking a few trips throughout the US and then heading over to Europe for some destination weddings later this summer. Next, let's cover how to actually pack your medications for TSA airport security, as this is where organization becomes crucial for a smooth security screening experience. The key is to keep all of your medical supplies separate from regular toiletries and easily accessible. Many travelers like to use a dedicated clear bag, like a Ziploc bag, just for medications and medical supplies. Think of this as your medical kit. It should be separate from your liquids bag that's going to contain things like toothpaste, shampoo, and face cream. Do not use this bag for your medications. Using a clear bag makes it easy for TSA officers to quickly identify your medical items and not question whether or not they should be in a 311 liquids bag instead. Your medical kit can include prescription medications, over-the-counter medications, medical devices and supplies, any necessary documentation, as well as ice packs or cooling devices if you have any temperature-sensitive medications. Once your medical kit has been organized, you also need to consider where you will pack it within your carry-on luggage. While TSA allows medications in both carry-on bags and checked luggage, here's a tip that could save you from a travel nightmare. Always pack your medications in your personal item bag, which is the smaller backpack or purse that's going to fit underneath the plane seat in front of you. Do not pack any medications in your carry-on suitcase, and definitely do not put them in checked luggage. Airlines are increasingly asking passengers to gate check their carry-on suitcase when boarding flights. A senior couple learned the hard way that they should not be putting their medications in their carry-on suitcase after they were given an impossible choice when trying to board their flight. Either check their carry-on containing essential medications or be denied from boarding the flight altogether. This meant either not flying at all or flying without access to critical medications and risking their carry-on getting lost or delayed in the checked baggage system. It's a situation no traveler should face, especially when access to medications could be a matter of health and safety. This is exactly why packing medications in your personal item bag, rather than a carry-on suitcase, is so important. Your personal item bag is the only bag that is going to stay with you and be accessible for the entire duration of your trip. The smartest way to pack your medications is to keep them all together in a clear bag or container, stored in an easily accessible outer pocket of your personal item bag as you go through the airport security checkpoint. This serves two purposes. First, it ensures that you can always access your medications throughout your trip, and it makes the security screening process much smoother since you can quickly remove the clear bag and place it into a screening bin for inspection. When it comes to going through TSA security with medications and medical devices, there are a few things that every traveler should keep in mind. First, plan to arrive at the airport earlier than you typically would. Even if you are an experienced traveler who would normally cut it close to their flight time, having medications or medical devices means that you should give yourself some extra buffer time. The security process can vary significantly, not just between airports, but even between different times of day at the same airport. Plus, your experience often depends on the individual TSA officer conducting your screening. There may be limited agents on site or even new agents in training that are not fully up to speed on medication exemptions that could slow down the whole process. As you approach the security checkpoint, let an agent know about any medical liquids or devices that you're carrying, whether they're in your bag or on your body. Pull out both your medical kit and your 311 liquids bag and place them both in a bin for screening. If you skip this step and your liquids are scattered, you are likely to set off an alarm as your luggage goes through the scanner. This leads to a full bag check, which is a time-consuming process that can be particularly stressful when you're trying to make a flight. Remember that while TSA officers are trained to handle medical items with care, they are also required to thoroughly screen anything that triggers an alarm in their system. This includes anything on your body or anything that you're carrying with you through the body scanner. One recent crazy example is that the TSA did some additional screening on a man with his cane, only to find that there was not one, not two, but 3 knives hiding within his cane. You will also want to inform an agent if you have any internal medical devices like pacemakers, which are not usually compatible with metal detectors, or external devices like insulin pumps, which might trigger an alarm. And while you generally don't need to remove any medical devices from your body, you may end up having to have some additional screening or a quick pat down to verify their location if you go through the body scanner and do set off an alarm. Don't panic, it's not a big deal. The alarm is set off all the time, and often within just a couple seconds, you can be on your way. If a TSA officer does question you or threaten to confiscate your medication or medical supplies, politely ask to speak with a supervisor and be ready to show your documentation. Don't forget that you have the right to travel with legal prescription medications, and TSA supervisors are trained to handle these situations. There are some incredibly helpful resources that the TSA provides for travelers with medications, resources that, surprisingly, many people don't even know exist. These tools can make a huge difference to your airport security experience, and best of all, they're free. First, there is the My TSA app, which is essentially your one-stop shop for all TSA-related questions. While most government apps tend to be clunky, this one is surprisingly user-friendly. You don't even need to create an account. You can just download the app and start using it. The Can I Bring feature, which is the same as the Can I Bring page on the official TSA website, tells you quickly if any medication or medical device is allowed. And you can even save frequently searched items to your favorites list to easily pull it up and reference during the TSA screening if you are questioned. I really like this app. Another valuable free resource is Ask TSA, which gives you direct access to TSA representatives through social media or over the phone. You can ask specific questions and typically get a response within minutes during business hours. This can be especially helpful if you're dealing with an unusual medication or a unique medical device that might not be clearly covered in the TSA general guidelines. TSA also offers a free downloadable medical card on their website where you can list your medications and conditions. This simple tool can help you to communicate your needs to security officers without having to verbally explain everything at the checkpoint. And perhaps the most valuable resource, especially for anyone that has a medical condition, is going to be TSA Cares. This is a dedicated helpline designed to assist travelers with medical conditions or disabilities. If you contact them at least 72 hours before your flight by phone or email, they can arrange for a passenger support specialist to meet you at the security checkpoint and personally guide you through the screening process. You do not need to have a diagnosed condition to use TSA Cares. Being a nervous traveler and wanting a little bit of extra assistance is a perfectly valid reason to reach out to TSA Cares. When traveling internationally, the rules for medications can vary dramatically from one country to another. While TSA might let your medications through security, your destination could have very different regulations on what is and what is not allowed. For instance, common U.S. medications like Sudafed and those containing pseudoephedrine are actually illegal in Japan and Mexico. ADHD medications, such as Adderall and Ritalin, are banned in many countries in the Middle East and Asia, while sleep aids like Ambien are strictly controlled in Singapore. Even just having these medications during a connecting flight could lead to big problems, which is why having immediate internet access is essential when traveling internationally with medications. You might need to quickly access prescription documentation, translate medication names, or contact your doctor if issues arise at customs or security checkpoints abroad. This is why I'll always set up a SAILI eSIM before any international travel. Unlike unreliable airport Wi-Fi, or local SIM cards, which you can't purchase until after clearing immigration at your destination, a SAILI eSIM connects you to the internet from the moment your plane lands. An eSIM is a digital SIM that is built into most modern smartphones. It functions like a physical SIM card, but without the need to insert anything into your device. SAILI offers eSIMs that work in over 190 countries, and the setup is incredibly simple. Just download the SAILI app, choose your plan, and it's going to automatically activate upon landing, giving you instant access to the internet. I've partnered with SAILI on this video to give you an extra 15% off any of their eSIM plans when you use the code MEGAN at checkout. You can find all of the resources mentioned down in the video description, as well as the link to a video on common TSA security mistakes that you definitely do not want to make the next time you fly. The rules have changed, and you'll want to be up to date before heading to the airport security checkpoint. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join us back for more travel tips and hacks each week, and I will see you in that next video soon. Bye. I think Ollie might have found this topic particularly boring.